Hey, Mike. What? Who's got next?
What's good, y'all? It's your man, Hezo, and welcome back to the Blacktop, where I always got next, you feel me? So the Sixers are going home, and as I said, the Heat moving on, close out the series in 6, and the Sixers look pitiful, man, let's be honest. But before I dive into everything, as always, if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button down low, man. I'm just about to be at 250, on my way to my first 300, so I appreciate all the help and support, and let's get right into it. So before I dive into the recap, real quick, I just want to let y'all know I am going to be doing a video for every single team this offseason for where the team should go during the offseason, what moves they should make, where to look to upgrade, all that type of stuff. Kind of similar to the Hawks video I did a week or two ago after we got eliminated, of where we go from here. So I'm going to be doing that for pretty much every team in the offseason. I'm probably going to start them this weekend because I do want to try and get them out there as soon as possible while the playoffs are going on. I'm still going to do recaps, obviously, for the conference finals, at least for the Eastern Conference, depending on how late the Western Conference games are on. I maybe will do them, but I'm not sure. So let me know what y'all think about those videos coming up. Let me know what teams you want to see first. I'm probably going to do the Lakers to start off, to kick it off, just because I feel like they were the most disappointing team this year, and I feel like they're going to need the most work. So I kind of want to start out with a bang, man, but let me know in the comments who you think I should do first, you know, all that type of stuff. So let's talk about this game. And the Sixers, man, they just, I don't know, they did not look like a team that played with urgency. They did not look like a team that was facing elimination. I don't know, were they just not ready to come, you know, you're at home in a game 6, and you played very well games, 3 and 4 at home. You could just come out flat. They played so bad offensively. Before I go any further, I want to say this. The James Harden talk about him being a top 5 shooting guard of all time, stop it. This dude is not a top 5 shooting guard of all time.
Nope.
I don't care what nobody says. You cannot compare him to the likes of a Jordan, a Kobe, a Wade, an AI. I don't even compare him to T-Mac. And I know T-Mac couldn't get out of the first round, but let's look at the Western Conference of what he was in, and the juggernauts that he had to face when he was in the Western Conference with an injured Yall and all that. I'm not going to go into all that because that's a video for T-Mac, and that's not why we're here. But I'm just saying, this dude, James Harden, if the Sixers give him a max contract, it will be one of the worst mistakes that franchise can make. Now, that's going to be something I talk about in that recap, or not the recap, but the offseason video that I just said I'm going to be doing. So be on the lookout for that when I do the Sixers, because it will be a disaster if they give him a max contract. He's not a top 5 shooting guard of all time. Stop it. Embiid didn't look great, and you could tell the dude was exhausted. He was tired. He shot, what, 7 for 24. That's not going to get it done. James Harden, like I just said, he took 1 shot in the second half, 11 points.
That's terrible.
Bruh, I don't care who you are, man. There is not a superstar, let me rephrase that. There's not an all-time great player that is going out in an elimination game like that. At least out of the dudes that I just mentioned, in terms of the greatest shooting guards of all time. That's why I can't put him in there, man. That is just atrocious, man. Again, the Sixers bench just was terrible. And it just proves my point, man. You cannot win a championship in this league without a bench. You have to have depth. And listen, man, I'm a channel where I keep it real all the time. Now, obviously, I talk with a little bias towards my Hawks, like every fan does. But listen, man, I'm not going to sugarcoat shit like a lot of YouTubers do. George Niang or whatever, dude is garbage. Get him off the team. He's trash. And I don't care what people say about me being too hard on dudes. The dude's garbage. And I'm going to call it for what it is. And I don't care if this dude sees this video or not. And he probably won't, because I'm a small YouTuber, you feel me? So I don't expect him to see this video. But he's trash. And I'm going to call it for what it is. James Harden's overrated. Tyrese Maxey's their best player. The Sixers really need to hit, I'm not going to say hit the reset button, but they got a lot of shit to figure out in the offseason. Starting with Doc Rivers. Are you going to go forward with this dude as your head coach? Because in my opinion, he should be gone. It's just that simple. He's an overrated coach. I've said it from the beginning. Some people call him a top 15 coach of all time. I'd say maybe, I don't know, man. I've always thought he was overrated. I said before in one of my previous videos, outside of the Boston series when they won the championship that year, with a stacked team that is, he hasn't really done much. He's blown multiple 3-1 leads. I can't view this dude as a top tier coach in the NBA. When I look at a dude like Spoelstra, who the Miami Heat have consistently drafted guys late in the second round or undrafted players and turned them into rotation players. Look at Max Strus. He had an excellent game again, 20 points. What can you say about Miami, man? They do it constantly. They find guys that are lower drafted players or undrafted players and turn them into good, solid rotation players. And that's a lot to do with Pat Riley as well. The Heat organization is just, it's excellent. It is just an excellent organization. The Heat culture, the coaching staff, all that. Jimmy Butler balled out again. And he has arguably been the best player this entire playoffs, maybe outside of Giannis, which I'm going to get to in a second towards the end of the video. But it's just the Heat really dominated this game from start to finish. Now, in the first half, it was close, but the second half, man, the Sixers just got blitzed. And just defense, constant turnovers. It seemed like every other play, man, the Heat were on a fast break. And at some point, I just don't know, when are you going to start to play with a sense of urgency? They just looked flat. They did not look like this was an elimination game for Philly. Really, their only bright spot off the bench was Shake Milton, who I said in the past needs to get into the game. I think he finished with 15 points and he was 6 for 8 from the field. The dude can shoot, man. Why was he not getting minutes in the first couple games? Doc Rivers, that's on you. I just don't know, man. I mean, maybe it's a different series if Embiid is healthy, but I feel bad for Embiid because he was doing everything he could. He played 44 minutes on a torn ligament in his hand, a broken face. Like, what more can you say about the dude's heart? I mean, give credit to Embiid. Even though he did not play well, they were triple teaming and making the Sixers beat them with other players. Danny Green went down in the first quarter. Very tough injury. Prayers up to Danny Green. I hope it's not a serious injury. The way it looked like it was maybe something torn, hyperextended knee. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. That's just my opinion from what I've seen from players like that in the past of injuring their knee. I hope Danny Green's okay. I like the dude. Just tough loss for the Sixers, but I mean, that's not why they lost the game, man. Danny Green going down in the first quarter isn't why you lost. You didn't show up. The Sixers did not show up, and it was disgusting to watch. If you're a Sixers fan, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't never gonna win a championship. And you may say that about the Hawks too, and that's fine. It is what it is. I don't care what people say about the Hawks. If you're a Sixers fan, this is another season where you lose in the second round. And it's just underperforming every single season if you're the Philadelphia 76ers. And at some point, something's got to change. I don't know what it is, but something has got to change. You got to surround Embiid with better players. And we thought that was James Harden, but dude goes out and takes 8 shots, 9 shots, whatever it was, in an elimination game at home. 11 points, 4 or 5 turnovers. It's not going to get it done, man. It's not going to get it done. James Harden, I'm going to go out on a limb. And y'all can correct me on this. Y'all can call me crazy. Y'all can agree. Y'all can disagree. Whatever you want. James Harden fanboys, I'm sorry. He's not a star anymore, man. He's still a good player, yes. He's not a star player anymore. He shouldn't have even been an all-star to begin with. He ain't a superstar player. Maybe saying he's not a star player is maybe that's a little going too far. But I don't know. I did not see enough out of James Harden this postseason, or really any postseason for that matter. I mean, the dude constantly doesn't show up in elimination games, and it's time for people to realize it. He doesn't show up in elimination games. It's simple as that. I'm gonna leave it there for this series, man. The series, obviously, it's now over. The Heat gonna be awaiting the Bucks or the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. Credit to Miami. Excellent series for them. Well, not even really an excellent series. There was a lot of games where they played terrible. Well, not terrible, but didn't really play their best basketball, and they still got out of the series in 6 games. So, a different challenge with it going to be either Milwaukee or Boston. I'm anxious to see who they play. So, with that being said, I'm going to go right into that series. Giannis, man, last night, incredible game once again. Just willed them to that victory. Boston blew a huge opportunity. I didn't think they would lose again at home, but clearly I was wrong. Marcus Smart really sold. He's not really the reason why they lost the game. If you're a basketball fan, you know it doesn't come down to just 1 or 2 plays. The fourth quarter was just a bad quarter for the Boston Celtics, and Giannis hit that clutch 3 down the stretch of the game. Bobby Portis had that huge offensive rebound after Giannis missed a free throw, and the Bucks just outplayed them at the end of the game. It's just that simple. Tatum, he played okay. He didn't really shoot the greatest, but again, man, credit to the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis balled out. He's the best player in basketball, and it ain't close, man. I'm sorry. I'm anxious to see who's going to be playing in Miami. Either way, I think that I am going to be picking against Miami in this next round. I'm sorry, Heat fans. Y'all been riding with me this whole time. I hope you're still going to ride with me, but I just don't think the Heat are, obviously they're the #1 seed. But I still think that the Bucks and the Celtics are both the better team overall, especially if the Bucks get Chris Middleton back. This was a Bucks team that swept y'all last year, so keep that in mind. I know this Heat team is a little bit different, but Giannis, man, he's just too good. He's different. He's a different beast, man. This is a generational dude. We'll never see. Well, I wouldn't say never, but we may not ever see a dude like this again in the NBA. So I'm excited for that series, whoever it is, either one. So the Warriors, they got blown out. That was a very odd game. I didn't watch it. I caught highlights of it again, late game. So Dallas and Phoenix is playing as I'm recording this video. I'm gonna look for Phoenix to close it out in 6. I'm gonna pretty much leave it there, man. Not really much more to go into about this, about Game 6 for Philly and Miami, and not really much more to talk about for those other couple games. I just wanted to get, I do my quick recaps on those because again, I don't do full game recaps on those. I was doing full game recaps on the Miami and Sixers series specifically. So appreciate all the support from all my Heat fans. Hopefully y'all are still going to be here. I am probably going to, again, I am going to be doing recaps for every single Eastern Conference Finals game, so y'all come back and check those out as well. I'm going to leave it there, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Again, let me know what teams y'all want to see first for my offseason biggest needs for every single team. Leave a like, and I will catch y'all next episode.